What is going on? YouTube, we're back. Mondays with Mike. We'll let a couple people get in the group and get your comments ready, get your questions ready. It's Mondays with Mike, and we're back live. Another week in October. We'll let some people get on before I start going over some stuff for this week. Hope you've all had a good weekend, and we're back at it. We'll see who joins us tonight. Hopefully Andy Klein can come and give us an update with his Accord. A bunch of stuff happened to his car. So I'll let him kind of spell it out in the comments. And just waiting on a lot of companies giving us Black Friday deals, what's going to be going on. So we'll know that within the next month. Not much info yet on those. What's up, Steven? Welcome back in. Busy weekend, man. And then today was a holiday for a lot of people, so it's been nuts. What's up, Andy? Welcome back in. Hopefully we get a lot of people in because we're back on Mondays with Mike. And hopefully a lot of you guys come back and fill up the comment box. I don't really have a lot to talk about. I mean, the industry's been pretty quiet lately. SEMA's coming up here in another couple weeks. We aren't going. Maybe next year. We'll see. I'm kind of giving it a break for a while. It's kind of like the same stuff every year. And I really haven't seen a benefit for my business actually being there. So, yeah, it's all good, man. Whenever you can come on and just say hi, that's all good. Yeah, you probably got lucky. I mean, luckily that storm kind of didn't stay the way it was. But man, it looked pretty crazy, some of the videos I've seen. Yeah, glad you're safe. Get back to racing, modifying cars. What's up, man? Real quick, I wanted to talk about, I posted a video this week about us dropping off a donation for North Carolina. The only reason I really put that on there was just because we've obviously advertised part of the proceeds of this month are going towards donating some money for relief in North Carolina. So I more put the video on there. It's not to get a bunch of likes or follows, or we don't make any money on the channel. Like I said, YouTube don't monetize this channel. I just wanted to put it out there more for people to understand like what we did since we have it on our website. So that's really all it's for. Obviously I put some links down there if you guys want to donate to it. It's up to you guys. I just thought it was something cool for us to do since we are a business in North Carolina. And it felt good dropping off the stuff. I think I know they're still collecting money. But as far as supplies and that, I think they're pretty much maxed out what they have right now. So a lot of people have been helping, which is a good thing to see. So yeah, so back to car stuff. Not really much going on, man. I mean, F1 isn't going on right now. There's not a lot of races. I haven't seen stuff. I did see they brought up Texas 2K today. I think it's in March this year, second week in March, I think I saw. So that'll be cool. I was supposed to have some pictures of the 11th gen tonight, but I think they got busy. So I doubt I'll have them. Maybe I'll have them tomorrow and I can update them online of what's even going on in the car. I have no idea. So I dropped the car off for fab stuff and it just sits and they kind of work on it when they can get to it. It's not like a huge priority. Had a couple people the other day online kind of like, what's going on with the car? And the one thing I always tell you, people, asking questions like that have never really truly modified a car before. I don't really classify bolting on a couple parts as like, a ton of stuff. So, there's a lot of other stuff that comes into play when you actually do custom work. So that's why it takes a long time. And plus, the car's not the only one that's there for them to work on. So when I get pictures, I'll post them up. Hopefully, we get some stuff soon. Like I said, people think the car is gonna be running in like 2 weeks, and it's probably not gonna be till like middle of next year till it's even done. I mean, I've still waiting on the engine harness, which has been taking almost a year right now for them to do. More because I've just said, hey, take your time at it and get to it when you can get to it. But oh, that's not fun. Damn. Well, at least you can still drive it and you have some kind of indication it's going out rather than it just failing. Facebook group has been pretty good. I mean, I posted up our Civic the other day because I've been getting some questions of what's actually done to the car because I feel a lot of people don't even understand some of the mods we've even done to our 11th gen, and they look at some of the other companies as being like the front runners of the group. So I wanted to post it up there. A couple people, talk their normal crap about, why is there slicks on a 315 wheel horsepower car? The slicks are for another build, and I buy stuff based off what we're doing in the future for the car. Um, so, I don't buy stuff now and then have to sell it and buy new stuff. Like I buy it with a goal in mind of what we're doing to the car. So that's why they're on the car. And yeah, it's just funny some of the comments. Really wish I could have actually got the 11th gen to the track. It just didn't work out from when we got it done. Phoenix didn't have any events basically going on at all for drag racing. And then we moved to North Carolina. So I wanted to get this K swap going. So I ended up just taking everything out when I could have just brought the car here and probably tested it a little bit, but I kept it there. So yeah, I mean, the fact is, like, the stupid thing that people don't understand is if you want to take a Honda to a drag strip and get a decent time, anything over 200 torque needs slicks. Like you don't just buy them for a full race car. Like um, Honda front wheel drive cars, there is no point taking it to a drag racing track, in my opinion, unless you're on slicks because the times are so much better with slicks. So, and especially these cars, 300 torque way down low that comes on super fast is going to spin. So, I don't know. Some people are weird. They just like to talk shit online, which is fine. But yeah, I mean, our car was spinning through third gear. So, I mean, you could then go to a track that has horrible conditions and, I mean, the car would be running 14-second quarter miles instead of the 12-second that it would have probably ran. So, I mean, the fact is with these 11th gens, it's pretty obvious of what the car is going to run. There's 10th gens with the same mods. It's the same car basically that run low 12-second quarter mile times with bolt-ons. So, um, yeah, people are just, I mean, honestly, there's so much bad information online. I mean, I had the other day, like some guy has a 10th gen because we run a couple of the groups and customers, he wasn't a customer of ours, but he posts up like, see a group, had fun, and then posts his new Toyota Supra that he bought from a Honda Civic. And I basically comment and say, hey, congrats, like nice BMW. I mean, it's a joke, but still be nice. And I actually had people on there be like, that's not a BMW, it's a Toyota Supra. And I had to post the thing of there's a couple YouTube videos out there like, how many BMW logos can we find on a Toyota Supra? And it's hilarious. And I still had the guy after watching the video, he literally still said, it's a Toyota. So it was pretty funny. But yeah, Facebook's been pretty quiet, I guess. I've been, obviously we were traveling for a bit, so the hours don't kind of match up, and I'm not sitting on it religiously all day long, which kind of kills our sales a little bit. They definitely go down a little bit from not being online and proactive. But yeah, it was good to get a little bit of a break, and now we're back at it and crunching numbers like crazy. So yeah, people are just, I mean, look, I love the Toyota Supra. I think it's a great looking car. It's got a decent engine. I hate the fact that BMW are behind it because I'm just not a BMW fan anymore. But yeah, it's got some cool stuff, but still, it's a BMW. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best clutch for the 8 gen that you could be at for your power is an Excetti Stage 1 with the light wheel flywheel. That's the best clutch. Very close to OEM feel. It can handle, 250, 270 torque on that clutch. So, yeah, that was like the last one I saw was her becoming a mod. I mean, more power to them, dude. I mean, everyone just, everyone loves them. They do some good stuff, at least. I can't really knock any of the things that they do. I just feel like, I guess, if anything, in the groups, my company doesn't really get in the 11th gen group the, I guess, respect it deserves, considering the amount of mods we did first off way before anyone else had an 11th gen. And some of the things that still nobody has done to the 11th gen that we did. So, what's up, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing that kind of, I wouldn't say it aggravates me, but it's just tough when you put a lot of time and money into these cars. And I mean, I really wish we had got to the track with it, because I think that's the one thing that let us down now, is because we would have had the world's fastest 1.5 11th gen, no doubt in my mind. So it just kind of sucks for that kind of aspect. And, people are still, for some reason, figuring out who we are. I mean, the main reason two-step is really known in the industry is because of these tunes that they give out with the K tuner. I mean, that's really like what gets them into everyone's opening, because the K tuner is usually the first mod. So, if you can attract a customer through the first mod and get them comfortable with selling to you, then you're probably not going to go with anyone else. So, yeah, no, she's a cool person. I mean, she's had attention. I really didn't personally know about her until she worked for Two Step Performance, and she had her 11th gen. Um, um, yeah, I mean, personally, I don't even call it a two-step tune. I call it a Derek tune, because that's who does all the tunes for them. So, I mean, Two Step don't personally do a tune for anyone. They just have the rights to a tune that someone do for them to sell. So, um, yep. I mean, we could have done it. I had a couple people. I just don't feel comfortable with the whole copy paste tune and giving it out, and the liability reasons. I just don't like, really, to be quite honest. So yeah, that's how it always is, Andy. I did see the guy online talking crap to you the other day in the Accord group with his 1.5 CVT. Yeah, well, the thing is, when you do these clutches, you should always use the Honda OEM throw-up bearing. Yep. Well, we know that. It's just a relabeled tune is what it is. So, and I mean, I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it is what it is. I mean, Two Step would probably tell you also that's what it is. So, yeah, I just, I'm all for custom tunes. I think, what they give out, obviously. I mean, um, I'm not a big fan of the whole, I think there's a place for the copy paste tune. That's what I just call it. And certain people it works fine. They just want to get that tune and just rock it for whatever. There's certain people that want to mod their car like crazy. I always just say, down the road, get a custom tune. You're going to make far more power, and you can kind of custom tune it. If your tuner is cool, you can tell them what you want, and they should be able to tune it for how you want it. Do you want more torque? Do you want more horsepower? Do you want it a little softer? Do you want the motor to last longer? It's these kind of things. Yeah, we know, Andy. We know you don't like them. Look, I have no problem with any of those dudes. I just have a feeling of the whole copy, which I've had for a long, long time, of some of the included tune stuff. And yes, it does make more power. I just, like I've said on the channel several times, it's a selling aspect to sell K tuners, is the way I see it. So yeah, I mean, most companies are about, take for instance, we'll talk PRL just because I sell a lot of their stuff. They have a couple things that they like to make things that work with factory, but at the same time, when you're modifying thinking down the road, you might get these things and then realize you do another mod later, but then it needs a different coupler or something. Like for instance, their exhaust. Like I love how they've done the exhaust, except a lot of people are confused on the 11th gen. It works with the stock front pipe. It will work with the 3-inch one, but it also does not seamlessly go through. So you have to buy the adapter for it, which is a cool idea, but it's like one of these things, like people like to buy things and just buy it and be done. And with them, it's like they kind of have a couple other options, but it makes them, more money in the long run. Yeah, it's not a bad collection. I actually have kind of stopped buying them because they're just getting ridiculous. So I have a couple more on the way. I won't stop buying my music ones ever, but some of the other ones I've kind of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, I don't even know where I'd put them, honestly. I mean, I need to kind of redo some shelving in here, and this is just my home office. But yeah, I have the Harry Potter. Well, I did the castle up there, so. But yeah, I just like all my Funko Pop memorabilia and stuff, and vinyl records. I'm a total '80s kid. Obviously, the Alf doll and the Pee Wee Herman doll. Yeah, there's some good ones right now with what's come out with Funko, especially during the Halloween times. They always do some fun stuff. Well, thanks for joining, Chris. I haven't seen you on the channel before, but I figured you might join and you can ask questions on here too if you want, about your build. Lots of good numbers. But yeah, thanks for coming back in, everyone. Another Monday. Appreciate you all coming in. We've got a good turnout tonight. I know I've been kind of off the grid for a bit, so I was kind of running out of information for our YouTube, and I think just for a while it kind of bothered me that I put in all this work to YouTube and they're still kind of not letting us get monetized, which kind of sucks. So I appealed it again, and I guess there's still issues. So, but yeah. Yeah, Andy has, well, I can let Andy speak for himself on here. It's just I'll just let Andy spell it out in the comments. And you guys can feel free to talk in between each other here in the comments. I'm just trying to pick up more questions that people kind of bring in here and talk about cars and stuff. So, but I do like talking Harry Potter, and I know Steven, you definitely. I don't know if you saw. I think you follow my personal YouTube account, but the wife and I went on the Harry Potter train in Scotland last month, and it was fantastic. So yeah, Ben, we talked a little bit. The ones I would maybe try and reach out to who do a lot of kind of, well, I can give you the info and you can reach out. It's PJ Customs. He does harness stuff. He might, like I said, his wait times are ridiculous. So I don't know if he's going to have time, but you can always reach out to him, see if he can do it. So yeah, it's PJ. So he mainly does J series stuff and he does stuff with P2R a lot. But that's who's doing our harness. I actually need to talk to him because I kind of was supposed to get him information. I just blanked on it. Yeah, the Dobby's place is down in, I think it's in Wales. So yeah, when you take the train in Scotland, it goes over the viaduct that's in like the train, basically the train scene where it goes over the viaduct. And then it also goes past Dumbledore's island where he was buried. So, not to get off car topics, but you guys can ask anything you want in here too. I don't care. Yeah, Chris has been a big supporter of the Axion family, which I really appreciate. Especially the Type R stuff is tough for us to sell, and I have no idea why since we've done so much K20C stuff, especially with the cord owners and that. It's just, I think there's certain shops that people just get so used to that, like Evasive, and a couple other little shops. Yeah, Black Friday deals, still don't know anything. I've only got some info from Acuity. It's basically the same as last year. I won't release the date when it's going live, but we're going to have updates on our website, basically with all the codes listed for to use per company, because every company is either from 5 to 12% off, depending on the company. So codes will be for different companies for discounts, but they should be pretty good this year, I think. So I guess we'll see come the election how everything's going to kind of go. I think a lot of people, especially this time of year, are kind of holding off. I'm trying to remember the last election, how sales were. I think a lot of people try and, I don't know why, but wait for this all to be done and then they figure out if they're going to spend. I can understand buying a house in that, but uh, yeah, the only thing for the FL5 is the Honda. K-Tuner are not going to do Type R stuff, I think, anymore. I mean, maybe that could change, but I don't know. Oh, cool. Congrats. Nice. Yeah, just let me know, Ben. Like I said, depending on companies, we can do deals at any time. Um, I always tell people like the Black Friday stuff, like usually the deals are pretty much what I can give you sometimes, depending on the company. But yeah, always hit us up whenever you're ready. We're always here to help. Yeah, there's actually a cool sorry to get off topic again. There's actually a cool thing online where you can actually figure out what Harry Potter house you actually belong in by answering like 30 questions. So, all right, by any chance, we're beginning aftermarket. Okay, here's my thing. Um I'm the actual only person that has really put work into this. This is to Michael's question. I sent an SI rod to Sains 3 years ago. Told them, here's the rod. They were like, how would it be different? Um, I said, well, I sent you the rod. Take a look. It's different. So they finally got around to it and they're like, oh, it is. And I told them, look, like this is the new rod you need to be making for the L15, regardless if it's 10th or 11th gen, because there's far more bearing material on the new style of rods because the crank's better. So they are doing them. I put in an order 6 months ago when they told me it'd be 3 weeks, and I'm still waiting. I haven't got any emails back from them regarding any updates. I really hope rods don't go to my competition and they act like they were the ones that made this happen. As I can see that totally happening. Um, because we're still a small company and I just feel we get screwed half the time. But I am the one that got the ball rolling 3 years ago. Actually, thanks to E-Man at NA Performance, he actually gave me a rod to basically give to Sains if I wanted to. And I did the work and shipped everything and have been in contact with them. So hopefully they're supposed to have something coming out. I have no idea. When I talked to them, they were going to have the engineer get back to me on which ones they were going to do. The budget ones they make are not worth doing. They need to be the second model up, which are way better. So hopefully they took my advice. We'll see. So, but yeah, well, hopefully some rods. Like I said, if you get in a point where you blew an engine and you need something and you want to build it, just build it with the 10th gen and crank and buy the 10th gen rods. I mean, yes, the motor is not going to be, you're not going to have as much longevity with these rods at, say, 500 horsepower. We don't even have a turbo that'll make 500 yet. So you need, the RV6 is going to peter out around 4, and you need fueling from us since we do a custom fuel kit for the L15. But yeah, you can just build a 10 gen motor. But they're supposed to be coming out. So yeah, I mean, if it was me right now and I was wanting to build a motor, I'd throw in a 10 gen crank with 10 gen Sains rods and call it a day. I mean, but yeah, I mean, if you're willing to wait, then wait. I mean, the only thing I think with the subframe, it depends on how crazy you want to go. There's the traction balls and the lower arms that you can do. Just look over some of your bushings and your A-arms. That's just, things that I would look over. Your rear mount, your front mount. No idea. I don't sell 27.1, so I don't know anything that they're up to. So, yep. Actually, I did get shit online about that too. So, but I talked about that last weekend. So, yes, we don't sell 27.1. So, yeah, I mean, once you start getting into flex fuel and that, I mean, look, every custom tune is going to make more power than a copy paste tune that people send someone. I mean, you have elevation, you have different temperature. I mean, the whole country is completely different. And, everyone has different mods. Some motors are a lot stronger and better than others. They're not all identical. So, I mean, every head's going to flow slightly different. The castings cannot be perfect on these. So, like I said, there's a place for certain tunes. I support custom tunes. Wow. I have no idea if PRL would even do that. It'd be a shock to me, but I mean, I don't really get contacted with from a lot of people from PRL anymore. So I have no idea. So, I mean, do they even sell tuning devices on PRL's website anymore? I don't think they do. They're trying to be more EPA compliant. So later, Steven. It's good talking, dude. Thanks again. Yeah, the last thing I heard, I mean, PRL, we're still waiting on an 11th gen turbo. That's been 2 years. I know it's supposedly coming down the road. I really wish it would come out. I can't really think of much else that's coming out. I was aware of the underbracing for the 10th gen, which has been released. Yeah, I really don't know what they work on because most of my guys over there, I guess I could reach out to a couple people that I think still work there, like Dennis. who's a good dude. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see PRL doing a tune thing because I think they're really trying to stay away from the whole EPA worry thing. So for me, I've always had good luck with Derek at IMW. There's also John at Fearable, who's an extremely nice guy. Um, and yeah, Manolito does tunes. That's who Andy uses. I like to sound out a lot. I mean, I've used Derek for several cars. I've never had a problem. Some people have, some people haven't. I'm sure that goes with any tuner. But I guess it's just, pick who you feel is comfortable in doing your tunes and go with them. Every time I've used Derek, it's probably been about 5 to 8 revisions mainly on our tunes. And then I've used them for a couple dyno sessions, which can get really expensive because I got to rent the dyno and then I've got to pay him to do it. But I trust, these people that work on these cars. The reason I used Derek in the beginning, I've always referred people to Derek. For some reason, lots of companies can sell Derek stuff. I don't. I don't know why we don't. I think I tried and I can't remember. But I felt because Derek does write all the tunes for K-Tuner, which I'm not sure if people know that. I feel like he would have the most knowledge with the K-Tuner software and, has tuned a ton of 1.5s and 2 liters, so he knows them very well. So Andy, you can leave your info in there of like what you've experienced. I mean, it's up for people. I mean, I don't even know if Derek even comes on here or whatever, but welcome to say your experience or whatever. I've always had a decent one with Derek, and I've always referred him to people. So. Oh gosh, my background. So pretty much, I've been in the import racing thing as a hobby for 30 years. Basically started off with BMWs and I had a BMW that was more for like road racing. And then ended up buying another BMW. This is an old 1970s BMW. Ended up doing an M3 swap. And then really got into Hondas because a lot of my friends in SoCal had Hondas and did a B17 carbureted 92 Civic hatch. And then I've had just handfuls of Civics, Hondas, RSX, Ridgelines, you name it. I've had almost every single Honda you could imagine. But no, my background is actually in project management and used to do a lot of stuff with shelving industry and got out of that. And I basically was in it and started this company. And then as this company's grown, I just quit my day job and this is what I do full time. So, but I have put several engines together. I don't know if you've seen some of our swaps on here. So yeah, Alex Pagan knows his stuff too. Some of these people are kind of stay with like the older K series stuff, I know they've tuned a couple of 1.5s. I'm not sure with Type R's. I'm sure they've tuned some. So, yep, a lot of good tuners out there. I mean, the thing is, I guess it's just who is kind of safe to use, I guess, and who you feel comfortable using. So, But yeah, I mean, Humble do some really cool cars. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of tuners in the industry, and there's also the dude that's FK8 tuned. I don't know much about him. I'll shout him out because I follow him online. I don't know if you guys have seen him cruising around. Yeah, four piston do some good work. I'm just not a fan of some of the stories I've heard, but who knows if they're true. Oh God, Andy, I was waiting for that one coming when I mentioned FK8 tuned. Yeah, I mean, really, when it comes down to tuning, I mean, your tuner should ask you what style of tune you want. Do you want a tune that is basically balls to the wall, on the limit, something could happen, or do you want a conservative tune? I mean, that should always be like the first question. I mean, we always want when we tune cars to get the most out of them, but some people don't need that. Some people want, just a nice, dependable, they want improved performance, but they want it to last too. So yeah, I think that's definitely a thing you always, I mean, like I've told customers when I refer people to Derek, let him know you don't want as much torque on this. So dial the torque back, make sure it doesn't hit as fast. That's an easy way for your rods to go flying out your block. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard having a brand new car and just willing to blow it up. Yeah, I mean, I look, a lot of people ask me why personally I went with a sport touring 11th gen when I did the 11th gen and not an SI and not a Type R. And that was pretty much only a business based decision. I had the first 11th gen on the West Coast. That was the 1.56 speed. The SI was not out for another 2 months, and the Type R wasn't even out yet. So I did what I thought was best for business, which was get this car, take it apart right away, learn as much information about the car. We had the engine out of the car at 800 miles. Um, we did, an LSD in it, a built racing trans, different final drive. We did fuel system. We did a bunch of stuff. It had full bolt-ons, ethanol. There wasn't even an aftermarket turbo out at the time. All this stuff was done, I mean, way before anyone with the 11th gen platform. I mean, I tried different springs out, all the camber arms, confirmed which ones worked, what 10th gen parts worked, what didn't. That's why I bought the car. And that's why we've grown as being one of the top companies for 11th gen, is because I had all the information day one before a lot of companies had it. So that's pretty much why. So, so I mean, I don't know a lot of stuff that goes on in this industry. All I do know is um, I'm not talking any names because I can think of a few off the top of my head, but I don't have personal experience with many. But there are a lot of companies that I feel, and this is part of why I got into the industry. You have a lot of people that run these companies, but they're not businessmen. They're still kids, and they don't treat customers as a business and respect customers. And there's a lot of scammers in this industry, and a lot of shit talking. And it's definitely an industry that's with a lot less professionals than I kind of thought. It does get kind of taxing sometimes. Um, you know, in this type of industry. It's cutthroat. I mean, definitely. I mean, you have kids in high school peddling parts for companies, giving out codes left and right when they don't really have to make money. And you have these large companies that are private equity that are just, they've got 30, 40% profit in their thing and, giving codes out so companies like me and other places can exist. So it's a tough business. Part of the channel was the reason I did it was to bring light to like what goes on in the industry, like what happens with people's orders, like why are things delayed, um, and a place for people to ask questions and gain knowledge and get off of Facebook where there's so much horrible information going around. Um, so it's pretty much why I do it. But yeah, I mean, if I could have a Honda right now that I would love to have, it would be an Integra Type S. Definitely. I think that's the best car that Honda make right now, followed by the Acura RDX. Those are my two top picks of cars that Honda currently make. Um, and the reason I say that is the Integra, I just think you're getting a rare car that hasn't been, I mean, if you look at the Civic Type R, they've made over 55,000 units of this FL5. That's not a rare car. I feel like the Integra Type R is way less made. Um, I mean, obviously the NSX is great. Um, I'm talking about, the main cars people can afford. Um, and the Acura RDX, I mean, you're getting an SUV that literally you can have 400 wheel horsepower with not a lot of mods. And the interior is beautiful in the car. It rides great. It looks great. So those are my two top picks. Obviously, I've had the RDX. I loved ours. I kind of wish I didn't get rid of it. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, what I've really really tried to do is make our service that we give the best in the industry, hands down. And I think that's really, I haven't been a company. I don't pump, $2, $3,000 a month into advertising that you go on Facebook and see every 10 minutes this ad pop up. We don't do that. I'm basically word of mouth and being online, giving information, and then customer service where people feel comfortable coming back and they can trust us. That's the main, thing. So, oh, what time is it, man? Oh, she's we're already at 45 minutes, guys. There's been a lot of you in here today. I am posting some more videos coming up. We're getting back at it. I did post one driving around Scotland. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's pretty interesting for any of you that have never traveled outside the country or to the UK for that, since they drive on the left side of the road and on the right side of the car. Um, but yeah, it's a cool video. I give you guys input into how to drive in the UK, what's the differences. I can tell you right now that being in the UK driving for a month, the driving is far superior in the UK than it is here. I think people here are just so distracted with what's going on in their life and cell phones. Um, that was the one thing I noticed the most is people just do not drive with their cell phones in the UK at all. You just don't see it because you can't. There's so much stuff going on the roads when you drive there that you have to pay attention. I mean, you just cannot not pay attention. So thanks, man. I love getting the feedback from people. It makes me feel good. Obviously these days, the amount of time I put into this business, it's pretty much, 7 a.m. till sometimes midnight that I'm working. Um, I give up a lot of stuff like, enjoying my wedding when I have work going on. And, I have my cell phone in my lap, at the wedding dinner table, answering emails, trying to watch a movie at night and answering people's emails. I just can't let people wait for a response. It's just programmed into how I was and how I am. Oh, cool. Well, I've got one fuel system in stock, and then pretty much if that's out of stock, it's like 1 week and they ship. So it's cool. I might actually do a sale on those coming up for Black Friday, actually. Um, might be cool to do some stuff on sale. It's tough because, when stuff's pre-ordered and then Black Friday comes around, I can't, well, for the downpipes anyways, like I can't, lower the price because then people that are pre-ordered that don't even have theirs, they'll be like, wait, why didn't I get it? So probably the only thing I'm going to lower is our fuel system. I'll probably make it a little bit, take some money off. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I will be back next Monday. The following Monday is my birthday, so I will be in Toronto for that. So headed up to Canada, my 49th country. So I've almost seen a third of the world. We're getting close. So yeah, but next Monday we'll be back 8 o'clock East Coast. I don't think the times have changed yet, so we still have a little bit more time. And I only say change because Arizona doesn't change. So, but yeah, we'll be back next Monday. And thanks for tuning in. I had a good time tonight chatting with everyone. Make sure you do a thumbs up on the video. That's the best way for us to get the channel out there. I could really care about, YouTube paying us or that, but at least more people seeing our videos is all I really care about, and knowing who our name is. So it definitely helps on the YouTube rating list. So appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week when we're back. And yeah, if you have any questions or need to order anything, you know where we're at. Email us, whatever you need. I'm always here to answer. So yeah, thank you, Ellen. Till next time, dudes.